So not true.
First of all, that one hit me in the hard spot also. Hey Hainer fam, welcome back to our channel. You're hanging out with us in bed and this little guy's awake. It's kind of late, but he's in a sleep regression, so it's that.
Welcome to a new episode of Hot Marriage Cool Parents.
Yeah, if you didn't know, we are podcasters and we threw out there on Instagram, on my Instagram account, we asked what some of our biggest fans, what their assumptions are about us, and we're going to answer them.
I haven't seen them.
Doug hasn't seen them. I did it on my account, and not gonna lie, I some of them made me teary-eyed because they were so sweet, like just such sweet assumptions, and like, or saying they don't even have an assumption and they just love us. But then there were some others that I was like, are we friends? Because I'm not sure that we are.
Thank you
why
for
do
being
follow
honest.
Me? But it is good to know that they are being honest. Of course, I am thankful for that. But I'm like, do you really like me? I don't think you like me. Like, why do you follow me? But anyways, we're going to answer all of the assumptions, the good, bad, and the ugly. And there were so many amazing fans out there, so thank you if you're one of them who left an assumption that was really, really sweet. We're just going to read the ones that are like really like kind of like real assumptions, like not just saying that we're really sweet, because I loved reading those ones. But
and we know we're really sweet.
I just feel like you guys are here to hear what the real assumptions are, like things like, does Doug have a job? How often do we have sex? Am I really attracted to my husband, or is he attracted to me? Who wears the pants in the relationship? And like things about parenting, and if we parent our kids the same, and like all sorts of different things are in here. So
cool.
Let's get to it. So this was just for the podcast, but I was like, this would be a great YouTube video because I feel like we get the same questions over on YouTube, and we don't have the same audience on YouTube and on the podcast. So that being said,
check us out. It's the same name, right?
Yeah, it's Hot Marriage Cool Parents Podcast, and we're actually changing our YouTube name to The Hainer Fam.
When?
Soon. And so
we're probably the Hot Marriage Cool Parents
or
page?
Maybe it's gonna be we're thinking Hanging with the Hainers, and then we're gonna have a kids YouTube channel. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
It's a big surprise.
Working hard on that one.
Yeah, Doug is really like heading the way for this kids YouTube channel. We really want, like, Gracie loves YouTube, but obviously kids are using tablets more than ever right now. So we really want to be able to bring some educational, fun content to children, and Doug is working on that. We were thinking Hanging with the Hainer Fam, Hanging with the Hainer Kids.
Henley, Hendricks, and Friends.
But what about future kids?
They're out of luck.
Please leave your comments below, because we already can't agree on this. Like, I really think it should be Hanging with the Hainer Family for the family page, and then Hanging with the Hainer Kids for the kids page.
Nah.
I don't know why he's not into it. I think
like
it's so
it.
cool.
I like.
It's
I mean, I do like
name.
it, but I think that it needs to be different.
But if everything's different, then it's like not cohesive, and I'm really big on like having our ducks in a row. If you want to leave us a comment below and let us know what we should rename the channel, that would be awesome, because we obviously cannot decide together. So we're doing it for you, so give us any advice you have. But without further ado, we're going to start recording our new episode of Hot Marriage Cool Parents, and you guys get to hang in and listen to all the assumptions, and trust me, you're going to want to stay for it. Because there are some hot ones. Welcome to a new episode of Hot Marriage Cool Parents.
Hello.
I'm Jamie Otis Hainer.
And I'm Douglas Hainer.
And this is our son, Hendricks Hainer. I don't know that you can see him. Of course you can't, because we're podcasting, but we're also simultaneously recording a YouTube video.
You'll probably hear Hendricks at some point.
Yeah, so if you want to see Hendricks in his cute little orange pumpkin getup, then you can see it on our Hot Marriage Cool Parents YouTube page. This podcast and YouTube was like highly sought after, which is why I went for it. Like, I mean, a lot of people asked for something like this, and so I went for it, and I almost immediately regretted it because whew.
What is it?
It's the assumptions, Doug. What do you mean? What is it?
You know, I think there's not that many couples out there that really put all of themselves out in the open. And I feel like when you get a glimpse of people through a podcast, through a TV show, through YouTube, you get just a glimpse. And a lot of assumptions can be made from those glimpses. And I feel like social media is full of assumptions.
It really is, and I actually wasn't aware of how many assumptions people had about us, Doug.
Like after season 1, episode 1, there were millions of assumptions about you.
Yes.
And it's just funny. So now we're going to be completely open and honest, as we always have been with all of the assumptions. I haven't seen the assumptions. Jamie threw it out on her social media page. So we're going to get into that and read them. But first, we always love to give our friends a shout out, especially those that leave a 5-star review. And this one comes from Catherine ZM, who writes, I've been a fan of you guys for a while, but recently discovered your podcast. I'm new to the podcast game. I look forward to a new episode every week. In the meantime, I've been going back and listening to some older ones. I love the variety you offer every episode. You always bring me laughs, and I can relate to you both on many levels. I had a second son in March, so it's been comforting following along and having a family we can relate to throughout this crazy time between COVID, postpartum anxiety, figuring out life with 2 kids, etc. As a fellow WVU grad, I especially love this episode too. Thanks for always keeping it interesting and raw. You guys truly make my week.
That is so sweet.
Yeah, I wanted to read that one, even though it was long. I always love when people find our podcast. Before we started this podcast, I never listened to podcasts. I would just kind of like watch some podcast videos on YouTube.
I listen to a lot of podcasts. I love podcasts. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give a shout out to a couple of my faves. Crime Junkies is great. Actually, Serial is, will probably always be my all-time favorite.
Are you Serial?
Serial, if you haven't listened to the podcast Serial, you have to listen to it.
And then you will have to get home security because you will be frightened.
No, it's not that kind of Serial. Well, it kind of is, but not really. But anyways, without further ado, let's get to these assumptions.
Yes, because that's what everybody's here for.
Yeah, everyone's waiting to hear these assumptions. And so here we go, Hendrix. You ready, homeboy? Like I said, there were so many assumptions. And what we didn't have a chance to tell you guys on the podcast, we did an intro for the YouTube page. So we've already told everybody on the YouTube. But for those of you guys listening on the podcast, we got so many amazing assumptions. Like, for example, JP Coleman 66 said, such love, just letting you guys know you're my favorite Married at First Sight couple. And then Flamingo 2424 says, I assume that you're the sweetest couple family around. I mean, there's so many sweet ones. But
I love flamingos.
Yeah, me too. Gracie does too.
Actually, now that we're down in Sarasota, there is a Jungle Gardens, I think, where you can actually hand feed flamingos.
And I want Gracie to do that because she would love it if she actually does it.
Yeah, have you ever seen a flamingo up close though?
Yeah.
They're a little intimidating.
You think so?
Yeah, they have really big mouths.
Oh, okay.
Do you know why they're pink?
No.
Because of the food that they eat.
What do they eat?
They are normally white, but because of their diet, they eat a lot of shrimp and they eat a lot of sea life that is pink. That's what gives them their pink color.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Okay, so on to the assumptions. Right as we get started, little Hendrix boy, do you have something to say, Hendrix?
Good job.
He has something he has to say. I think he's getting tired.
Yeah, his eyes are getting red.
Yeah, he's getting sleepy. It's like a little past his bedtime, but he wasn't falling asleep, so...
I think he'll go to sleep now.
Do you think so? Should we put him over in this bouncer real fast? Pause the podcast.
Yeah.
Welcome to the behind the scenes. You're so tired, my boy. Alright, we're back, and I have a glass of wine and a baby about to go to sleep, so I can drink my glass of wine. Okay, so here we go. Does Jamie do anything for Doug? He is so caring. MGATCAT. Honestly,
thanks, Mom. Just kidding.
No, that one I circled on purpose because even though it's kind of hurtful to me, of course, it kind of like opened my eyes a little bit. Like I feel like you do an awful lot for our family and for us and for me in particular. And sometimes I'm like I hope I show my appreciation and I hope that
Well, you're a busy gal.
I know, but still, like you're a busy guy. Like,
yeah.
We're busy together, and like I feel like I don't really do an awful lot for you. Like what do I do for you?
I mean,